Welcome back to Building Modular Dreams. Andrew Copley here, and as always, I've got Mark Byers with me. How's things, mate?
Hey, Andrew. Yeah, all good. I'm really pumped about this episode because today we're tackling one of the biggest questions we get. Why should you choose modular over traditional construction?
That's right. A lot of people still have this old school mindset that stick-built is better. But when you really break it down, modular homes have so many advantages, from speed and cost to sustainability and quality control.
Exactly. And today we're going to go deep into why prefab homes aren't just the future. They're the smarter choice right now. We'll bust some myths, compare costs, and show why modular homes outperform traditional builds in almost every way.
Let's start with the biggest advantage, speed. Mark, how much faster can modular homes be built compared to traditional homes?
Oh, mate, it's not even close. A traditional home build can take 12 to 18 months, factoring in delays, weather, and material shortages. But a modular home? You can have it fully built and installed in as little as 12 weeks.
That's a massive difference. And the reason it's so much faster is because modular homes are built in a controlled factory environment. There are no weather delays, no on-site material theft, and every stage of the build happens in perfect sequence.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Traditional builds are at the mercy of rain, wind, and supply chain issues. But with modular, construction is happening rain or shine, which means consistent progress every single day.
And it's not just faster, it's also more efficient. Let's talk about cost savings. Mark, how much can someone save by going modular instead of traditional?
This is where people really start paying attention. On average, modular homes can save you 15% to 30% compared to a site-built home. And the reason is simple. Less waste, more efficiency, and bulk material purchasing.
Right, and because everything is planned out in advance, there's no cost blowouts like you get with traditional builds. No surprise weather delays, no subcontractors pushing timelines back, just predictable costs from day one.
Exactly. And speaking of efficiency, let's talk about waste reduction. Did you know that traditional construction sites can waste up to 30% of their materials? That's thousands of dollars in materials just going into the bin.
That's insane. And on the modular side?
With modular homes, waste is reduced by up to 80%. Every piece of material is measured, cut, and used with precision, and anything left over can often be recycled or repurposed in the next build.
That's a game changer, especially with the rising cost of materials. But beyond cost and speed, there's another big factor: quality control. Mark, explain why a factory-built home is actually more consistent in quality than one built on-site.
Great point. When you build on-site, you've got different teams of tradies coming in at different times, all working under different conditions. There's inconsistency in execution, and sometimes shortcuts get taken to keep up with schedules.
And that leads to defects, which means repairs and extra costs down the line.
Exactly. But in a modular factory, the entire process is highly controlled. You've got trained specialists working on each stage of the build, using precision tools and following strict quality assurance standards.
So in simple terms, modular homes aren't just built faster and cheaper, they're actually built better.
That's it. And if you're an investor or homeowner looking for long-term value, that quality difference matters. Fewer repairs, better structural integrity, and higher resale value.
Let's also talk about flexibility and design. One of the biggest misconceptions about modular homes is that they're all just cookie-cutter designs, but that's far from the truth.
Oh yeah, that's an outdated idea. These days, modular homes can be fully customized, from the size and layout to the finishes, fixtures, and energy-efficient features. You're not locked into a one-size-fits-all design.
Exactly. And for people who want a unique, custom-built home, modular actually gives you more control because you're working with precision engineering rather than unpredictable on-site construction.
100%. And we're seeing some really high-end architect-designed modular homes now that look just as good, if not better, than traditional builds.
All right, so let's quickly recap what we've covered in part one. Speed. Modular homes can be completed 3 times faster than traditional builds. Cost savings. You save 15 to 30% by reducing waste and avoiding cost blowouts. Efficiency. Less downtime, fewer delays, and no weather interruptions. Quality control. Factory-built homes are more consistent, precise, and durable. Design flexibility. Modular homes can be fully customized to suit any style or need.
And that's just the start. In part 2, we're going to tackle another huge topic, sustainability. Because modular homes aren't just better for your wallet, they're also better for the environment.
This is going to be a big one. If you care about eco-friendly living, lower energy costs, and reducing waste, you won't want to miss it.
See you in part 2.
Welcome back to Building Modular Dreams. This is part 2 of episode 5, where we're diving deeper into why modular homes are the smarter, more sustainable choice over traditional builds. Mark, I know sustainability is a hot topic these days. Everyone from investors to first home buyers wants to know how they can build smarter, cleaner, and greener.
Absolutely, Andrew. People are waking up to the fact that traditional construction is one of the biggest contributors to waste and carbon emissions. But modular homes? They completely flip the script. They're more efficient, use fewer resources, and are built to higher energy standards.
Yeah, and that's a massive deal, not just for homeowners, but also for investors who want properties with lower ongoing costs and higher resale value. So let's break it down. Why are modular homes more sustainable?
All right, let's start with the obvious. Material waste. We touched on this in part 1, but it's worth repeating. A typical construction site wastes up to 30% of its materials. That's thousands of dollars in wood, plasterboard, insulation, just getting tossed in the bin.
And that's not just wasted materials, it's wasted money. Every extra piece of wood that gets cut and thrown away is a cost that gets passed on to the buyer. But with modular homes?
Waste is reduced by up to 80%. Everything is precisely measured, cut, and optimized. Factories have better control over materials, and any excess can be reused in the next build instead of being dumped.
And it's not just about waste. Let's talk about energy efficiency. One of the biggest complaints about older homes is that they're expensive to heat and cool. With modular homes, we're seeing huge improvements in energy efficiency right from the design stage.
Yeah, that's because modular homes can be built with passive design principles in mind. Things like better insulation, double glazed windows, solar panel integration, and energy efficient heating and cooling systems.
Right? And the cool thing is that because they're built in a controlled environment, these features can be integrated from the start rather than being expensive add-ons later.
Exactly. In traditional builds, a lot of those features are optional extras, but with modular homes, they're part of the standard build process. That means lower power bills, lower carbon footprints, and higher resale value.
Let's talk numbers. A well-designed modular home can use up to 50% less energy than a traditionally built home over its lifetime. That's tens of thousands of dollars in energy savings.
And speaking of long-term savings, let's not forget about water efficiency. Many modular homes are now built with rainwater collection systems, grey water recycling, and water-saving appliances. You're not just saving money, you're reducing your environmental impact.
That's a huge selling point, especially in places where water restrictions are becoming more common. And it's not just the end product that's more sustainable, it's the actual construction process too. Let's talk about carbon emissions.
Oh yeah, this is another area where modular homes completely outshine traditional builds. The traditional construction industry accounts for almost 40% of global carbon emissions. That's huge.
That's insane. And modular homes?
They cut emissions by as much as 60%. And the reason is simple: fewer truck deliveries, fewer machines running on site, and a more efficient building process.
And let's not forget, modular homes can be relocated and repurposed. Instead of demolishing an old house and sending truckloads of debris to landfill, a modular home can literally be moved and reinstalled elsewhere.
That's right. And this is why investors are jumping on board. Sustainability isn't just about being good for the planet, it's about future-proofing your investment. Governments are starting to introduce stricter energy efficiency laws, and homes that don't meet those standards are going to lose value fast.
Yeah, and the demand for eco-friendly homes is skyrocketing. Buyers and renters are actively looking for properties that will save them money on bills and reduce their carbon footprint.
That's why at AJC Modular, we build homes that exceed the minimum energy efficiency standards. We're talking higher insulation ratings, solar-ready designs, and smart energy systems built right in.
So, let's recap why modular homes are the sustainable choice. Less material waste, up to 80% less waste compared to traditional builds. Better energy efficiency, uses up to 50% less energy over its lifetime. Lower carbon emissions, up to 60% less CO2 produced during construction. Water-saving features, rainwater collection and grey water recycling options. Future-proofed investments. Stricter energy standards mean modular homes hold value better.
And we're just getting started. In part 3, we're going to tackle something just as important: how modular homes stack up in terms of durability and long-term maintenance.
Oh, this is a big one. A lot of people still believe modular homes aren't as strong or long-lasting as traditional builds. We're going to bust that myth wide open.
Can't wait. See you in part 3.
Welcome back to Building Modular Dreams. If you've been following along, we've covered why modular homes are faster, more cost-effective, and more sustainable than traditional builds. But today, we're tackling another huge topic: durability and long-term maintenance. Mark, this is one of those areas where people still have some outdated ideas, isn't it?
Oh, 100%, Andrew. There's this lingering myth that modular homes aren't as strong as site-built houses, or that they somehow don't last as long. But the truth? Modular homes are often stronger and more durable than traditional homes, and we're going to explain why.
Exactly. So let's start with structural integrity. Mark, what's one of the biggest differences in how modular homes are built compared to traditional homes?
It all comes down to how they're engineered. Modular homes are built in sections that have to be strong enough to be transported. That means they're designed to withstand movement, vibration, and external forces far beyond what a standard home would ever experience.
Right, and that's something most people don't think about. A site-built home only has to be strong enough to stand in one place. But a modular home has to survive, being lifted onto a truck, transported long distances, and then craned into position.
Exactly. And because of that, modular homes are often built with stronger framing and extra reinforcement. We're talking about more robust connections, thicker walls, and additional bracing to make sure they stay structurally sound during transport.
And that added strength isn't just for transport, it actually makes modular homes more resistant to extreme weather.
That's right. In fact, modular homes have outperformed traditional homes in hurricane and cyclone conditions. Studies in the US and Australia have shown that modular homes hold up better against high winds and storms because of their reinforced construction.
And here in Australia, that's a huge deal. Whether you're in a bushfire-prone area, a flood zone, or somewhere with harsh coastal weather, modular homes can be built specifically to withstand those conditions.
Yeah, and that's another thing. Modular homes can be engineered for different climate zones. If you're building in a high wind area, we can add cyclone-rated anchoring systems. If you're in a bushfire-prone area, we can use non-combustible materials and ember-resistant design features.
Let's also talk about materials, because that plays a huge role in durability and maintenance. A lot of people assume modular homes are made from cheaper materials, but that's not the case at all.
Not at all. In fact, modular homes often use higher quality, more consistent materials than site-built homes. That's because everything is sourced in bulk and stored in a controlled factory environment. So there's no warping from moisture, no damage from exposure, and no rushed last-minute substitutions.
Right. And that factory-controlled environment also means better workmanship. You don't have tradies rushing to finish before the weather turns bad, or materials sitting out in the rain for weeks before they're installed.
Exactly. And that's one of the reasons why modular homes tend to have fewer defects and require less maintenance over time. The precision of factory construction means tighter joints, straighter walls, and a more secure structure overall.
All right, so we know modular homes are stronger and better built, but what about long-term maintenance? How do they compare to traditional homes?
This is where modular homes really shine. Because they're built with precision engineering, there's less settling and shifting over time, which means fewer cracks in walls, less movement in the foundation, and fewer structural issues overall.
Yeah, and because modular homes are built with modern materials, they also tend to be more resistant to mold, pests, and moisture damage.
And let's talk about something that doesn't get enough attention. Modular homes are easier to upgrade and modify over time. Because they're built in sections, you can add extra modules, extend the home, or even relocate parts of it if needed.
That's a great point. With traditional homes, adding an extension means weeks or months of expensive, messy construction. But with modular, you can order a new module, have it built off-site, and installed in just days.
And that's exactly why modular homes are perfect for growing families, retirees looking to downsize, or investors who want to expand their rental income.
So let's do a quick recap. Why are modular homes more durable and lower maintenance? Stronger framing and reinforced connections. Built to withstand transport and extreme weather. Factory-controlled construction. Fewer defects, tighter joints, and higher quality materials. Weather-resistant materials designed for Australian climate zones, including bushfire and cyclone areas. Less settling and shifting, reduces cracks, movement, and long-term structural issues. Easier upgrades and extensions. Modular designs allow for future modifications without major disruptions.
And we're not done yet. In part 4, we're going to take a deep dive into something that's just as important: the cost breakdown of modular versus traditional homes.
Oh, this is going to be a big one. We'll compare purchase price, long-term running costs, financing, and resale value. So if you've ever wondered if modular homes are really the smarter financial choice, you don't want to miss this.
See you in part 4.
Welcome back to Building Modular Dreams. If you've been following along, we've covered speed, sustainability, durability, and maintenance when it comes to modular homes. But today, we're going to dig into something everyone wants to know. How much do modular homes actually cost compared to traditional builds? Mark, this is where things get interesting, isn't it?
Oh, absolutely, Andrew. People hear that modular homes are faster and more efficient, but a lot of them still assume that faster means lower quality or that there must be hidden costs. But the reality? Modular homes often end up significantly cheaper than traditional builds, not just in upfront costs, but also in long-term expenses.
Exactly. So let's break it down. We'll cover upfront costs, long-term savings, financing differences, and resale value. Everything someone needs to make an informed financial decision about going modular. Upfront costs, modular versus traditional builds. All right, let's start with the big one. How much does it cost to build a modular home compared to a traditional home?
Great question. The average cost of a site-built home in Australia is around $2,500 to $4,000 per square metre, depending on finishes, materials and location. For a standard 3-bedroom home, that could be anywhere from $500,000 to $750,000.
And that's just the starting cost. We all know that with traditional builds, there are so many variables. Cost overruns, weather delays, labour shortages, and unexpected material price hikes. Those extra expenses can add tens of thousands to the final bill.
Right. Now let's compare that to modular homes. Because they're built in a controlled environment, material costs and labour are more predictable, which keeps pricing consistent and transparent. On average, a modular home costs between $1,800 to $2,500 per square metre.
So if we're looking at that same 3-bedroom home, we're talking about a price range of $350,000 to $500,000 instead of $500,000 to $750,000. That's a huge difference.
Absolutely. And it's not just about the lower per square metre cost. It's also about avoiding the budget blowouts that are so common with traditional construction.
Now, the upfront price tag is one thing, but what about long-term costs? This is where modular homes really start to shine.
Yep. First off, lower energy costs. Modular homes are built to be more energy efficient right from the start. That means better insulation, smarter window placements, and options like solar integration, which can save homeowners thousands over the years in electricity and heating bills.
And don't forget maintenance costs. Because modular homes are built in a controlled environment, they tend to have fewer defects. So homeowners aren't spending money fixing cracked walls, shifting foundations, or dodgy plumbing.
And let's not forget about waste reduction. Modular construction wastes up to 80% less material than traditional building methods. Less waste means lower costs, which ultimately gets passed on to the buyer.
Now here's something that's been a big hurdle in the past: financing for modular homes. Historically, banks haven't treated modular homes the same way as traditional homes when it comes to loans.
That's right. Up until recently, most major banks wouldn't offer standard home loans for modular homes, which meant buyers had to go through specialist lenders or use alternative financing.
But that's finally changing. Commonwealth Bank has just introduced dedicated lending options for prefabricated and modular homes, and that's a game changer.
Absolutely. It means modular home buyers can now access traditional mortgage products, making the process just as smooth as buying a conventional house.
And with banks finally recognising modular homes as long-term, high-quality housing, we expect other lenders to follow suit. That means more options, better interest rates, and easier financing for modular home buyers.
Now, this is a big one. What about resale value? Do modular homes appreciate in value the same way traditional homes do?
This is another area where people have outdated assumptions. In the past, there was a misconception that modular homes were like kit homes or temporary dwellings, but modern modular homes are built to the same, if not higher, standards than traditional homes.
Exactly. And because modular homes are built with better materials and stronger engineering, they tend to hold their value just as well, if not better, than site-built homes.
And let's not forget, buyers today are actively looking for energy-efficient, sustainable homes, which modular homes deliver by default. That makes them more attractive on the resale market. All right, let's put this all together and do a side-by-side comparison of the key financial differences between modular and traditional builds. Cost per square metre. Modular home, $1,800 to $2,500. Traditional home, $2,500 to $4,000. Build time, modular home, 12 to 16 weeks, traditional home, 12 to 18 months. Waste reduction, modular home, up to 80% less. Traditional home, high material waste. Energy efficiency, modular home, 50% lower energy use. Traditional home, varies, often inefficient maintenance costs. Modular home, lower due to precision build. Traditional home, higher due to defects. Resale value, modular home, strong, increasing demand, traditional home, dependent on market.
That's a pretty clear picture, isn't it? Modular homes aren't just more affordable up front. They're more efficient, cost less to maintain, and hold their value over time.
100%. So if you're looking for a smarter way to build, modular homes just make sense financially.
And in part 5, we're going to look at the future of modular homes. What's coming next in design, technology, and affordability.
Oh, this is going to be a fun one. Smart homes, AI-driven designs, off-grid solutions. Modular homes are evolving fast.
Can't wait. We'll see you in part 5.
Welcome back to Building Modular Dreams. We're into part 5 of this episode, and today we're talking about something really exciting, the future of modular homes. Mark, we've covered how modular homes are faster, more affordable, more sustainable, and just as durable as traditional builds. But now let's talk about where the industry is heading.
Oh, mate, the future of modular construction is next level. We're seeing massive advancements in technology, sustainability, and smart design, and I reckon modular homes are about to completely change how people think about housing.
Yeah, this isn't just about prefabricated homes anymore. This is about high-tech, energy-efficient, AI-assisted modular homes that are smarter, cheaper to run, and more adaptable than ever before.
Spot on. And today we're going to break it all down. AI-driven home design, smart home tech, self-sufficient modular homes, and what this all means for buyers and investors.
Let's start with something that's really gaining momentum, AI-powered home design. Mark, AI is already changing industries like finance, healthcare, and logistics, and now it's making its way into modular construction.
Yeah, and it's happening fast. AI-assisted design tools are letting home buyers customize their modular homes in real time, choosing everything from floor plans and materials to energy-efficient add-ons.
Exactly. Imagine jumping on a website, plugging in your budget, lifestyle needs, and energy preferences, and within minutes, AI generates a fully optimized home design for you.
That's the reality now. AI can analyze thousands of design combinations to create the perfect layout based on your land, sun orientation, climate, and budget, all without needing an architect.
And that's huge because custom home design has always been expensive, but now, AI-powered design makes modular homes fully customizable while keeping costs down.
All right, let's talk about smart home tech because this is one of the most exciting trends in modular homes.
Oh yeah, and this isn't just about having Wi-Fi connected lights and a voice assistant. This is about full automation, security, and energy management.
Right. New modular homes are being designed with smart energy systems that track power usage, automated climate control, and even solar battery storage that learns your energy habits and adjusts to maximize efficiency.
And let's not forget about security. We're seeing modular homes pre-built with smart locks, AI-powered surveillance, and even biometric entry systems.
Yeah, and the beauty of modular homes is that because they're designed in a controlled factory setting, all of this tech can be pre-installed and tested before delivery. No messy retrofitting later on.
And that makes modular homes even more attractive to future buyers. Homes that come with integrated smart tech from day one are going to hold their value better and sell faster.
Now, this next one is a game changer, self-sufficient modular homes. More and more people are looking for off-grid living, and modular construction is making it easier than ever.
Absolutely. And this is where modular really shines, because these homes can be designed from the ground up to be completely self-sufficient.
Yeah, and we're talking about full solar panel integration, battery storage, rainwater harvesting, grey water recycling, and even composting toilets.
And let's not forget prefab tiny homes. They're perfect for eco-conscious buyers who want to reduce their footprint without sacrificing comfort.
Exactly. Off-grid modular homes are cheaper to run, easier to maintain, and completely independent of rising energy costs.
And for investors, there's huge demand for off-grid Airbnb rentals, especially in coastal and rural retreats where people want to escape the city.
Now, here's something really wild. 3D printed modular homes. This technology is developing fast, and it's going to make modular homes even cheaper and faster to build.
Yeah, instead of using traditional timber and steel, 3D printers are now printing entire home structures out of sustainable materials, in some cases in just a matter of days.
And it's not just about speed. 3D printing also reduces labour costs and material waste, making housing even more affordable.
This is next level stuff. Imagine ordering a home and having it printed and ready for delivery in under a week.
We're not far from that becoming a reality, and when it does, it's going to completely disrupt traditional building methods.
All right, let's tie this all together. What do these advancements mean for the average home buyer or property investor?
It means that modular homes are becoming more customizable, more energy efficient, and more cost effective than ever before. They're smarter, greener, and cheaper to own in the long run.
And for investors, this means huge opportunities. With demand for sustainable, high-tech, and off-grid housing increasing, investing in modular homes is a future-proof strategy.
100%. And the biggest takeaway? If you're thinking about building, now is the time to go modular because technology is making them better and more affordable every year.
Welcome back to Building Modular Dreams. We're wrapping up episode 5 today, and what a ride it's been. We've covered why modular homes are faster, more cost-effective, stronger and smarter than traditional builds, and we've looked into the future of AI design, smart homes, off-grid living, and even 3D printed modular homes.
Yeah, Andrew, it's been a big one. But we're not done yet, because today we're wrapping up with real-world stories from people who have made the switch to modular homes. We'll share their experiences, challenges, and the results they've seen, because nothing speaks louder than real success stories.
Exactly. So if you're sitting there thinking, this all sounds great, but does it actually work in practice? The answer is yes, and today we're going to prove it.
All right, let's start with David and Lisa from Melbourne. They were traditional home buyers at first, but after getting quote after quote that kept blowing their budget, they decided to look into modular.
Yeah, and they found that by going modular, they were able to cut their build costs by 25%. That's over $150,000 in savings compared to a traditional build of the same size.
And the best part? Their home was built and installed in just 14 weeks, whereas their initial plan was going to take over a year.
And that's what we keep saying. It's not just about cost savings, it's about time savings too. They were able to move in sooner, start their new life faster, and avoid months of stress and uncertainty.
Now let's talk about Ben from Brisbane. He started with one modular home as a rental property just to see how it would go.
Yeah, and within 6 months, he was making a 12% gross rental yield, which is way above what you get with a standard investment property.
And here's the kicker. Because his first investment performed so well, he reinvested and built a second and third modular home within 2 years.
And that's the beauty of modular. Instead of sinking hundreds of thousands into a single house and waiting years to see returns, Ben was able to scale up quickly and build a portfolio that generates passive income.
All right, let's move on to Jessica from Byron Bay. She decided to take the Airbnb approach and it paid off massively.
Yeah, she built a 1-bedroom modular retreat on her property and listed it for short-term stays. Within a month, she was making over $1,500 per week, way more than a traditional long-term rental.
That's right. And what's cool is that because her home was built to be off-grid, her running costs were next to nothing.
And that's the thing. People love eco-friendly stays, and modular homes make it so much easier to create one.
Now let's talk about a larger scale investor, James, a developer from Sydney. He used to only work with traditional construction, but after seeing how modular could cut costs and timelines, he switched gears.
And it changed his business completely. Instead of building one development at a time, he's now able to roll out multiple modular projects simultaneously.
And because modular homes are built in a controlled factory setting, he doesn't have to deal with on-site delays, labour shortages, or unpredictable weather.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Even large-scale developers are now turning to modular because it just makes financial sense.
So what do all these stories have in common? They prove that modular homes work, not just as a concept, but in the real world.
Yep. And whether you're a first-home buyer, an investor, an Airbnb host, or a developer, modular offers a faster, smarter, and more affordable way to build.
Absolutely. And as we look ahead, the demand for modular homes is only going to grow.
Yep. Rising housing costs, sustainability concerns, and the need for faster construction solutions mean that modular is the future of home building.
All right, that brings us to the end of episode 5. Let's do a quick recap of what we've covered. Modular homes are faster and more cost-effective than traditional builds. They are built stronger with better materials and lower long-term maintenance costs. They are leading the way in sustainability, smart home tech, and off-grid living. Real investors and homeowners are seeing massive success with modular properties.
That's a big list. And if you're considering building, now is the perfect time to look into modular homes.
Absolutely. And before we go, if you've enjoyed this episode, make sure to like, share, and subscribe to the podcast.
And don't forget to check out our social media and YouTube for more case studies, behind-the-scenes builds, and expert insights.
Thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you in the next episode of Building Modular Dreams.